everyone. Welcome to a midweek wardrobe change with me and Mouse.
Mouse and I. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm Azzy.
And I'm Mouse.
The grammar Nazi. And we are Obscura Undead, and this episode is your weekly music review.
Yes. And it's still Halloween month, that's why
It is still the month of Halloween.
we look a little special.
Yes, special.
So we're going to review three albums.
3 albums.
So let's get to it.
So what albums are we reviewing this week?
So we have 3 albums. We have Wires and Lights.
You're so soft.
Soft Kitty.
Soft
Kitty.
Totoro. Wires and Lights. With a chasm here and now.
And then we have The Colors
of Silence.
The Colors of Silence.
Between the darkness and the light.
And then we have Final Body.
Nothing. Spelled with a Y.
Because why not?
Because why not? Let's start off with The Colors of Silence.
Okay.
Alright, so this album, Between the Darkness and the Light, came out on September 18th, 2019 on Wave Records. And can you tell us a little bit about the
project?
The project, yeah.
So this is all from their Bandcamp information. Project is the brainchild of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil-based producer, songwriter, and extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
Helio Peixoto. And he's in A World of Mystery and Vox Insana. Those are his other bands. With the addition of acclaimed avant-garde vocalist Michael Aliani, who's from Chiron and Icon. And the project also includes guest vocalist Crystal Ann, and she's from Paradox Obscure, Sign Solex, and other bands. And it includes Dino Molinaro, also of Icon and Chiron.
Those are some names.
So it's like a supergroup, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you want to say about it? This is a really cool. Okay, I'll start. So this is.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
What do you want to say? Oh, I'll start. Never mind.
Sorry. So this is really cool dark wave, almost cold wave project. There's elements of new wave in there. It's more synth heavy than I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. But the songs are mostly fun and dancey.
They're fun and dancey, but still mellow enough where I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, there's interspersed songs in there that are mellow.
Yeah.
Into the Unknown is a track. That's like the first opening track. Mm-hmm. I thought it had more of a cold wave feel.
I liked it though. Okay, so I shouldn't say I liked it though. I should say I like how just
it was very minimal.
Space music it sounds. Okay, so I call it space music because I like listening to a lot of amelodic and arrhythmic music when I sleep. And one of the things that I listen to if I'm not listening to like rain noises or something, because like I have bad tinnitus, is I'll listen to like have you ever heard like the recording of what space sounds like from the Voyager or whatever?
Yes.
It kind of reminded me of that.
But see, that is like a constant. But arrhythmic is something else, and that gives me anxiety.
Oh no, that's a little different. Okay. So without rhythm, I guess you could say no rhythm is without rhythm, and also just pounding on drums and being crazy is also no rhythm.
So no rhythm.
No rhythm.
Ambient drone type of stuff.
Kind of. That's what this track reminded me of, is like space music, like listening to the planets.
So this track, I noted that there were, you've got your classic like cold claps that are in all of the revival.
Yeah, the cold claps.
So that was perfect. Even though it was instrumental, it kind of lets you know what's to come. Mm-hmm. So the very next track is called Lost Souls, and it kind of just leads right into it. This has this piano that is out of tune, I guess. The melody it's not like a perfectly balanced melody. It's like uneven a little bit. It's almost like a piano that you would hear in like a haunted house movie or something like that. So it was a little unsettling for me. So I don't know if that was the intent, but
I imagine it was, because everything on this album is very much mastered with intent.
yeah. So I noticed that a couple of other times where the synths are like slightly out of tune.
Yeah, what if we called that before wobbly?
I have no idea. I don't know if it's wobbly, but I mean they have like in the background of the Bandcamp, there's like broken piano keys. So I think that was like by design.
I did not notice that. Good catch.
It was the first thing I noticed. I was like, piano, slightly like detuned piano. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just hearing things. I could just be hearing things.
Who knows?
There's a track in there called Voices, which is beautiful, upbeat, dark wave.
Upbeat.
Yeah. I got that word from you. I'm probably not using it right, but
Upbeat?
yeah.
Like happy?
Yeah.
It made you happy?
Yeah. I feel so embarrassed.
Oh,
to
no,
say
you
it.
shouldn't be embarrassed. It made you feel emotions.
It did.
No, I felt this way about a lot of
It was
the album.
perky.
Just like, perky.
Perky, that's not a good word either.
Not a good word for me. It can be a good word for you.
No. Get that word out of here.
Okay, well,
There's got to be
never
some
use
other
that
word.
again.
Okay. It's done. It's on our list of words.
How about
we can't use.
up-tempo?
Up-tempo. Okay. All right. Yeah, I could see that.
That's like an emotion-neutral word.
What other songs did you like on here?
I really liked Angel of Desire.
We did
Angels of
talk about
Desire.
Angel of Desire.
It goes bloop, bloop, bloop.
bleep bloop.
I like the bloops. I don't know. They remind me of like underwater bloops, and I don't know what the hell they are.
It reminded me of like really odd like new wave sounds that you would hear in like some 1984 track.
like popping synth bubbles. I don't know how to describe
Wow.
it. Popping synth bubbles.
So would that be like one of those like bubble wrap sheets where there's lots of synth bubbles all in a row and you could wrap it up and like pop them all at once?
And they just go bloop, bloop, bloop. But I also really like just the vocals on the album in general.
Yeah, the vocals are great.
They're smooth.
There's great backing
low.
vocals. Speaking of vocals, Crystal Ann, she's adding a really cool female vocal on the track Colors of Rain. That's track 11. And I thought it was a nice, beautiful track that just stood out. But I kind of wish that she was used a little bit more in the album. It just seemed like she was a guest vocalist for that track.
Gotcha. And you would have liked to see more interspersed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if she's going to be included in the liner notes as being a, part of the band or contributing, then I would like to see her more. But it's just a guest vocalist thing, I think.
That makes sense.
I really enjoyed the tracks A Light in the Dark, Darkness, and Angels of Desire. Simple dark wave. Like, just, you didn't need a lot of fluff. You didn't need a lot of flair. It was just nicely written. The vocals are pretty dominating on the tracks. But that doesn't matter because it's a really great vocal.
Yeah, no, the vocals are spot on. I don't know. I think that most of this album is like, or just all of it is pretty spot on. I really enjoyed it. I felt like a lot of the times when I was listening to it, I didn't want to do anything else. I just wanted to like sit and relax.
And float away to it.
Kind of.
I do like
yeah.
floating music.
And I didn't expect the album to be like that. I expected it to be a little bit, I don't want to use the word punchier, but I expected it to be not what it was, but I'm really happy for what it was.
I felt like it was punchy. The other track that had the unsettling
I mean, like
piano.
guitar punchy.
Oh. I'm not sure what guitar punchy is. I don't know what that means. The other track was Mysteries.
That was a good one too.
I hated that one.
I liked that one.
It had unsettling piano.
I liked that. It was a weird, like, kind of vibe.
I can't love everything.
As long as you love me, we're okay.
I do.
Oh, I love you too much.
But the unsettling piano that just kind of ties in that first track again, or the second track, I mean, and then it just goes right back to cool dark wave.
See, I like that. The like little weirdness, sort of experimentally things in there.
In the middle. Yeah, I mean, you've got 12 songs. So it is good for the songs to change up every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like that track.
Sorry. Can't like them all.
Can't like them all.
But I did like this album. It was very good to just relax and enjoy and think about and listen to.
Yeah, and
then Angels of Desire, I would totally dance to that like all day long.
Is that your favorite one?
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
There's one that I really loved called Burn, simplistic with just a synth and some whispering. That was my favorite.
I like whispered vocals.
I loved it.
I also like Dreams and Desires. Mostly because the lyrics were just really nice.
Oh, the last track.
Yeah, the last track.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
So go pick it up. It is on Bandcamp. You could get the CD, and the digital is not that much. Go support Wave Records. And
Yeah. The next album is Wires and Lights, A Chasm Here and Now. This album came out September 13th. I'm not sure what label it's on. I didn't see that information readily available.
I didn't see that either. It
Okay.
could be completely self-released.
Maybe. It is the brainchild, to use that word again, of Justin Stevens, who is ex-Passion Play. The band is based out of Berlin. It is a quartet, so Justin Stevens is vocals. Are the rest of the band members listed on the Bandcamp?
They are not.
Oh, they're listed on the Facebook.
Okay, I will go check that out real quick.
Because I can't read my handwriting.
I tried to find Passion Play,
Yeah?
and I couldn't find anything on that band.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I looked on Spotify, and I found some like old indie guitar. So I'm not even sure if that was even them. But this album, to me, sounded very alternative.
It started off very alternative. So the first half of the album I felt was more on the alternative side, and then you get to the second half of the album, it was
And it gets
definitely
dark
more
wave
post-punk.
and post-punk.
Yeah. And every track was just very guitar driven, and I thought that like every track was a jam, even the alternative stuff, but I do realize, I'm very aware of the fact that the reason why I enjoyed the first half of the album as well as the second half of the album is because I listened to so much alternative rock with my husband.
I also listen to alternative rock.
I don't
and
listen to it on my
I
own.
enjoy it. Well, I
listen to it in the car.
don't listen to current alternative rock, but I did listen to a lot of like 90s alternative. So I have I have a little space in my heart for that.
Aw.
So there were parts of the bass and guitar work that reminded me of like old Alice in Chains.
Yeah, he had a very like classic indie post-punk vocal sound.
Yes, and then there were other tracks where I could picture it as like an indie band or like featured at like an indie night or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I would say.
And I'm here for that sound. I wouldn't.
Well, you do indie nights sometimes.
I do.
So-
I do.
So off of this album, I really did enjoy Controller Resistor. I liked how slow it was, leading up to the point where all the guitars exploded in. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again, I love an album that's full of jams where they're not afraid to like have some tracks that are obviously not dance floor hits, but are just there to...
That is one thing I really liked about this. They had
like-
a lot of slower songs that were unfolding.
Yes.
I mean, I've been in the mood for it. I truly appreciate it. I felt like Sleepers, which we watched the video for, even though it was like
I still don't
slower, but
understand
still-
what that music video was about.
the guy like
the
walking
cowboy?
around and
Yeah.
and then going to the lake, and then he pulls out a cap gun.
Yeah. You'll have to watch the video when it comes out later this week. We recorded out of order, so now we're talking about something that happened in our past but is still your future.
Oh my god.
Sorry. This is so hard to keep track of sometimes.
So I think their jammiest song is probably "Swimming," which is track 2.
Yeah.
Which is where usually the single track of the album goes. But then as you get later in the album, it starts to get more epic almost.
I definitely preferred the second half of the album better. I think my favorite track was Dead to Us.
That was my favorite track.
It was 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
So good. It was
that bass on it. Like,
was
that
like
bass was great.
like an epic magnum opus. It was
you don't even notice that
beautiful.
it's 7 minutes. It's just such a great song.
And it almost seems like a whole story. Like the third part.
Are you saying that the song has acts?
Yeah. Is it
Okay.
possible? 3 acts. Like,
Oh no, there's a music term for that.
well, in the
I don't
in
remember.
the third act, there was a beautiful layered guitar solo, and it was just dreamy, and it was fucking nice.
It was really nice. And Justin's vocals were very eldritch on this track.
Yes. I've been trying to figure out who he reminds me of, and I can't place it.
I think it's Andrew Eldritch. And Going, Going, Gone, the last track, also very eldritch vocal vibes, in my opinion.
And I thought the tracks Anyone and 24H, which I think means 24 hours, were surprise hits for me. They were moodier and grungy sounding, and
You're using that word grunge. You love grunge.
I do love grunge, and that's the way that whole era is what this album reminded me of. Not the way he sings.
Not the way he sings, but I can see it in like the guitars and stuff.
Yeah, very like kind of like a claustrophobic like world that you're stuck in, and that's exactly what I love.
What were your favorite tracks off the album?
I don't know though. Well, it was Dead to Us.
I mean, other than Dead Dust, did you have a second favorite track? Because mine was Going, Going, Gone.
Probably Controller Resistor. I'm trying to remember. There were more tracks on the album that reminded me of like Lycia, where it seemed like it was taking you on a mystical journey with the guitar wave moments. But I heard those moments several times during the last half of the album. So I think Controller Resistor, Cuts, Electric, those are all big ones for me.
This was really good too. This album was just like fun, and it kind of showed. We don't listen to a lot of more alternative side of like post-punk. We tend to listen to more of the more like gothier indie side. So this was an interesting. It was unexpected, I have to admit, how it turned out, but like how it sounded, because I knew it was a post-punk album. But I still enjoyed that. That was really nice.
Cool. Yeah, cool. And you can find it on Bandcamp. Plus, they're from Berlin, Germany. So just the way that Germans write music is just on a whole different level. To me, I just feel like the way that they write melodies.
You only say that because you love all of those German industrial and electro-industrial bands.
And synth pop and all of that.
And
Just the way
synth
that
pop.
they, to me, because I do listen to, I go to Germany first. Like, the way that they write everything, like their melodies are
See, that's funny because
gorgeously
you go to
cohesive.
Germany first. I go to Mexico first.
I know. I know. But it's that but each country has its own signature sound that you start to crave. And that's
it's
what you
because
can get.
that's what those scenes sound like.
Yeah, like Italian dark wave sounds a certain way.
Oh no, it sounds like it's
Swedish
Italian
synth pop. It's like there are countries that are just
British
stellar.
goth.
Is America good at anything other than arguing?
Yeah, America's pretty good at indie. I would say that America's pretty good at indie.
Not as good
alternative.
as England.
I mean, granted, we do
Are
still
we the
all of our
best at
indie-
anything?
Are we the best? Oh, we're the. Oh God, nope.
How are you going to say we're the best at bitching? Don't say that.
Oh fuck no, there has to be. Oh.
Country goth.
I was gonna say folk.
Folk?
Like, okay, are you familiar with a genre called Southern Gothic? It's Gothic in the literary sense. It deals with like ghosts and shit, and like religion and like these haunted themes. So it's Gothic in the
I know that
literary
as far
sense.
as literature.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Southern Gothic is like folk music with like these Gothic themes,
Like
and it's very Americana.
goth bluegrass.
No, I'll play some for you later.
I'm lost.
I'll play some for you later. I'll play you some of my favorite tracks. But
Okay.
that I think we do best, because it's very much like Americana.
Okay.
It has the word American in it. We have to be best.
Not necessarily. We've been hearing a lot of like country goth themed things that are not necessarily from America.
No, this isn't goth at all. This is gothic in the literary sense, not gothic in the music genre sense.
So lyrically, it is. But that's it.
Yes, in the literary sense.
Okay.
Okay. I will play some for you later. You will understand later. All right. Let's talk about this last album.
Last album was my favorite. It's so short. Well, it's not that much shorter than everything else, but 10 tracks. This is Final Body. And we also watched a music video by Final Body.
Yes. And there was, I assume, blood drinking. I have no clue. Oh, no, it was their blueberry juice. Oh, my God. Anyway, go on.
So...
This album came out on August 30th.
Yes, it did. So we didn't get to it right away. We have several members in the band. We have Tyler Caldwell, Scott Helgeson, Taylor McDermott, and Nathan Swain.
What does everyone do?
They play instruments. I'm going to assume Tyler is the number one dude. One of them wears a nerd sweater with glasses. You gotta watch the video. You gotta watch the music video. I really want to watch their other music videos now to see if
Their sound,
the Where's Waldo guy wears that every show.
Their sound is not at all what I was expecting, based on the way the band looks.
Okay, well, we didn't see what the band looked like until after we heard their sound.
No, I saw some pictures and I ignored them, and then we saw the music video and I was like, oh no, that's just how the band looks.
Okay, this is true. So, the band looks very indie.
Like a very
Weezer.
specific kind of indie. No, not like Weezer.
Yeah!
I don't think so.
The guy with the striped shirt and the glasses looked like he was straight out of Weezer.
Fine, whatever.
But regardless, beautiful, dark music.
This album was
post-punk
amazing.
vocals. This album was amazing.
This album really was amazing.
I mean, I'm not even sure how to put it. Gorgeous synth.
I want
guitars.
Before we get into it, though, I want to thank our Patreon member, Uncle Fester, because it was through his Bandcamp that I found this band.
Are you serious?
Yes.
This is an Uncle Fester pick.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. Shout out to you, Uncle Fester. Good call. Yeah, this is my favorite. I can't stop listening to it.
Same. I keep putting it on. Specifically, I keep putting on Curtains.
So
Curtains is the best fucking track.
There's other best tracks
No, you're wrong.
too.
Curtains
There's
is the best track.
Okay, so so Agitated, which is the music video that we watched. I think you said you didn't like it as much.
I didn't like it as much. It was still a good track.
But I can't stop listening to it because of the music video.
I've been listening to it more since the music
video. I feel
video.
like it's gonna unlock some hidden story the more I listen to it.
I think you'd have to watch the music video to get more unlocked.
I get more confused when I watch the music video. There's a song called Satin. Very post-punk rocky style. In that particular track, things get kind of clashy because there's a lot of cymbals in the drums. But it sounds like a really exciting, fun live show.
It does. I would love to see them live because all of that energy is there, and I think it's really difficult to not only convey that amount of energy when you record, but also maintain it through the mastering.
Yeah.
Because this album is also really well mastered.
It is amazingly mastered, and then it reminded me of some of the bands that we were saying would sound amazing live. Diaval Strain, Annex, The Ire. It has that kind of post-punky energy. But at the same time, their slow tracks are brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
There's Health.
Their slow tracks in the way that I like them reminded me of Twin Tribe's slower tracks.
Yes.
Because I felt like I liked them for the same reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this band has the ability to pull off both of those things. I did get a kind of indie vibe in a couple of the tracks. Indie as in Interpol.
Yeah.
So the vocals would remind me a little bit more of Interpol, and then there's others where it sounds like young Peter Murphy. But regardless, spot on every time. All the instruments work well together. There are some light usage of synths, but it's mostly centered on guitar.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's
bass.
in that goth wave middle of the lane thing, but I think it was definitely more on the
indie
post-punk.
Indie post-punk.
Because I really did love the guitars on this album.
The song Lose Health is beautifully depressing.
So I saw a lot of comments when I was doing my research on the band saying that Lose Health was what got them into this album because they were played on a local radio station.
Okay.
In, I think it was Oregon somewhere?
I think it says right here. KEXP radio station, Seattle.
Oh, okay. That's
Close
Washington.
to Oregon. Yeah.
Okay, good. I should know that.
Nah, you don't have to know. I mean, we're in Florida. We don't know anything.
States, but I've been there.
You been to Oregon or Seattle?
I've been to Portland, I've been to Seattle, and I've gone to like all the goth places out there.
Wow.
So I like going to different cities and seeing what their clubs look like.
It's your Undead World Tour.
Obscure Undead World Tour.
One day.
Mexico City, November 2020.
Oh my god.
Prepare your
I think I
asshole.
can do my for all those burritos we're gonna have.
And don't drink the tap water.
Oh my god. Life's Prison was also very slow.
I
bass heavy.
really liked Life Prison. After Curtains, like, it was such a good come down. Like, my whole experience with this album is centered around that middle track, Curtains. It's track 5 on a 10-track album. And for me, the album revolves around that track.
Okay, well that's like the peak.
Yes.
Okay, so Life's Prison is just after it. His voice is perfect. Oh my god. Devil and Runaway, 2 other tracks. Those were more of the indie post-punk ones to
Devil
me.
was such a fun track.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun and indie, and not as fun as the other songs to me.
I thought it was fun.
Beg, the last track, a slow jam. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, Slow Jam.
Slow jam.
I believe that there are Slow Jam playlists on Spotify, which means it's a legit thing.
Really?
No, I'm being mostly sarcastic, but no, there are Slow Jam Spotify playlists.
We can make one.
No, they exist. We need to do a Slow Goth Jams playlist.
Slow jam is like when you have like a jar of jam and then you want to get it out, but you don't have like any utensils, so you just shake it sideways and a bubble of air goes in and jam comes out like really slowly.
Right. I was wondering where that was going.
That's where it's going. I can correlate anything to food. Anything.
So, great job. You ended the album on a situation where you could have just smacked the bottom, but no, you had to wait for
Is that what
bubble.
people do? Is that how you get jam out of a bottle like that?
Yeah, I used a knife and I smacked the bottom.
I never have a clean knife. So you just, slow jam.
I'm learning way too much about you right now. I have a lot of distaste for your jam, like...
Sometimes you're in a rush and you don't have utensils. Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway.
cool. Anyway, this album was a jam. Not that kind of jam, but it was a jam.
This album was a jam. Pick It Up. The art was done by Jake Miller, and I really love it because it's got like
It was so simple.
a partial face, and that's like totally.
It was a-
very dark wave.
Oh, I also thought it was very post-punk.
Yeah, both of them.
The album art perfectly embodies the album genre. It's like how if you see that partial head of a colossal youth, you're like, well, I know what this album's gonna sound like.
I love it. I know, I love it. All right.
So those are
Good
our
job,
albums for
Final
this
Body.
week. Yeah, good
You're
job.
You're my new favorite.
Good job, Wires and Lights. Good job, Final Body. Good job, The Colors of
Silence.
I like that band name.
All 3 of these are really good albums to put on repeat and just relax.
Yeah, have a nice lazy Sunday. Which I really wish that I could.
I kind of want to take all the songs because like each of these 3 bands have half and half. They have slower, dreamier song, and they have the really energetic songs, and we could like dump them into 2 playlists.
You're absolutely right. I didn't even put that together.
Because a lot of
You're
bands
making all
don't
kinds
do
of
that.
connections.
I know,
this
it's
week.
the
That's
jam.
awesome. Anyway,
We're done.
we're done.
So go listen to those albums now that you've listened to us talk. I'm so proud of you for making it to the end of our video.
Every single time.
Every single time, I just want to congratulate you.
And we don't know who most of you are, so we are going to thank our Patreon members. So starting from the top, thank you, Skullgirdle.
Thank you, Acid Bitter.
Thank you, Cadaver Kelly.
Thank you, Dave Azoisler.
Thank you, Diaciculus.
Thank you, Beth Razath.
Thank you, Junkyard Bat.
Thank you, Libby.
Thank you, Max Shrek.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you, Demetria.
Thank you, Uncle Fester.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Mason Schreiber.
Didn't we say that already? No, we did not. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Generic Jackal.
Thank you, Sibaris.
And it was great meeting many of you
So many of you.
last week during the Absolution Fest in Tampa. It was amazing.
Yes, so Skullgirdle, great seeing you again. Acid Bitter, always love seeing you. Cadaver Kelly, really nice to meet you and your husband. That was
Libby, thank you
so
for
much fun.
keeping us alive and making us laugh the entire time.
Dia, way to weather out that fight like a champ.
Oh my god, she was wet the entire night.
Wow.
For
Junkyard,
multiple reasons.
yeah, Junkyard Bat, I'm so glad a lot of you showed up with all of your vending stuff. Your jewelry is amazing. Who else showed up?
Oh, Ian. Yeah, Ian, you're just amazing anyway. And thanks for joining us for some music videos. So we'll be posting him as a guest on our music video.
Yeah, and David, it's too bad you were on the Gothic Cruise. We had a blast without you.
Did we mention Cadaver Kelly?
I did already, and her husband, James.
And Mason, I hope your head's feeling okay. Because, oh my god, you are hilarious and you drank a lot.
Yes. And Sibaris.
Sabaris, thanks for visiting. Sabaris is from out of town.
Way out.
Out of state.
Well, so quite a few of these were from out of state, but yeah. Sibaris, thanks for visiting.
So don't know when we'll see you again.
So cute.
The fangs.
They were fangs. They were adorable.
She's not just
and I loved
complimenting
them.
like your teeth.
I mean, you also have nice teeth. Good job. Okay, enough awkward babble. Check us out on obscuraundead.com, Instagram Obscura Undead, Facebook at Obscura Undead. We post a lot of just random shit on Facebook. I think that's our most used platform.
Yeah, because we're chatting and having conversations and posting conversational topics.
Yes. Because you can't really do that on Instagram. Everybody just wants to look at pictures and then just put little fire emojis under everything.
But that's nice too.
It is nice too.
But I mean, when people just respond in hand claps, you're like, okay.
Well, it's
what
because
does
it
that
gives
mean?
you all the options, and I was just like, yes, I would like this emoji, please.
But is it this hand clap that you want, or is it this hand clap that you want?
I don't know, but how are you so covered in cat fur?
I'm a Totoro.
No, I saw you clap and just cat fur flew everywhere.
Oh my god. I am dying in this thing.
All right, so we're gonna end it there because Mouse is dying, and I don't want her to touch it. Love you. Bye.
Bye.